The Switch on Homeworld.
Dumelang guys, it's your boy Tebohore. We are back at it on the Switch 101, and we are here with someone that is quite popular within the institution, especially academically. And we are here with someone that most students, especially residence students, would consider them a father. I'd like to introduce none other than Professor Alfred Modise. How are you, Prof?
I'm very, very good, and thank you so much for the invitation.
Yes, yes. No, ke ne batla just to introduce you to the podcast in terms of the things that we would like to do by making students aware of what specific individuals go around achieving on the podcast. And I know yourself also as a professor, you've really done a lot, specifically more here at CUT. So would you be so kind just to maybe touch on your journey, where it started with regards to specifically CUT.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much, and thank you so much for the invitation.
Mm.
I'm from the Faculty of the Humanities. Currently, I'm the Assistant Dean for Research, Innovation, and Engagement, and I studied in different institutions, and including CUT, where I obtained my doctoral degree,
Mhm.
and my focus was on accounting actually.
Yes.
I've done a lot in terms of the research,
Mm.
publication of the papers, and also attended conference nationally, internationally.
Mm.
In different countries like Europe, America, Asia, and even other countries around Africa.
Mm. Mm.
Yes, yes.
No, that's a lot. I think one thing that, especially some of the students from the residence that they know in terms of that they see is your how far you travel and the extent of time that you take, going to
Mm.
different countries. But we will get to the different countries that you travel because yeah, one of the things that now I'm interested in finding out, but in terms of, let's say, research, uh, with regards to CUT specifically, right? How 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 did you start to be where you are currently as a professor that is, doing multiple things around campus? Someone that is entrusted with different departments. Yeah.
In fact, I started with my journey in terms of research
Hmm.
after completion of my master students. When I completed my master's, I published a lot of papers from my master's dissertation,
Yes.
and also out of the PhD that I did at CUT, I also published papers. And
Mm.
currently, I'm working together with a postdoctoral, of which I'm mentoring, a postdoc, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm also mentoring some of the colleagues through the scholarship of teaching and learning.
Mm.
And then they publish, papers in different journals. Publication of paper, research is, my passion, of course, and
Mm.
I have, did a lot in terms of the publication of the papers and also in terms of the supervision of the students,
Mm.
masters and the PhD student that I produced so far.
Sure.
Yes.
So, hey, with some students might be watching and they are saying, hey, PhD, masters, research papers, maybe let's say undergraduate students,
Mm.
maybe they can't relate yet, but what papers, or in terms of, you said you did accounting, like maybe if you remember some of the topics or maybe your specialty when you publish research papers, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's not an easy journey actually, of course, but at the same time you sacrifice your time.
Yes.
Of course, at the same time you network with different people from different countries. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm working together with different people from different countries in Europe, Africa here, and also in Asia. And my focus is on accounting education, of course,
Mm.
and I've published a number of papers, like a paper talking about the economic and management sciences that are offered in schools. And then I did a research about that, whereby I did a research about teaching of the EMS in schools. Remember, the EMS is offered in grade 8 and 9,
Yeah.
and then when learners they go to grade 10, then they go to full, accounting. Then I was just investigating what are the gaps, what are the problems, what are the challenges of the learners who are doing accounting in grade 8 and 9, and things like competency maybe of teachers who are needed in grade 8 and 9 to teach our learners is a challenge, of course. And there are a number of of factors that are included: pedagogical content of the teachers who are teaching the EMS, and some of the teachers who are focusing only on the economics business, but they ignore accounting. Papers like teaching of the cash flow statement. Cash flow statement is offered in grade 12 in schools, and also at the university they offer that. And I from the background that we have during apartheid, it was not offered to all the teachers, and we have different curriculum for higher grade and standard grade, and those who were doing higher standard grade, they were not given chance to do the cash flow statement. There are numbers, of papers that I wrote in terms of the accounting. Thank you so much.
No, it's quite a mouthful, and you mentioned a very, it's a big word, pedagogical,
Yes.
and I know, but be students, they like using that term, but just for maybe context, what does that mean, pedagogical? Mm.
It means you can have what you can have the knowledge of the subject.
Yes.
For example, in our education system, we have students who are doing PGCE,
Yes.
a student who have done maybe BCom accounting, we have done financial accounting, students who have done, for example, the IT. And when they come, they come to our faculty and they want to do PGCE. It means we are going to equip them with what? With the skills of teaching, dealing with the learners in the classroom,
Yes.
how to deliver the subject into the learners and all stuff, how to handle problems in the classroom. So the methodological content, knowledge of the teachers is very important. It's what we are doing actually. We can have that knowledge of the subject, but if you don't have the skills, how to deliver, how to teach the learners,
Yes.
then it's a problem for you.
So the skills are the ones that are termed
Yes.
pedagogical.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
no, at least understand. So yeah, in terms of Prof, where you come from, some people might think that where you are in terms of academical is because you just started here and you are privileged and all of these things. But there are other students that come from places that are far from Free State or maybe far from universities. Would you be able to just share with us, like where you come from, in terms of even prior before you obtained your masters, doctorate and all those things?
Yeah. In fact, there's a say that easy come, easy go. It means hard work, commitment, sacrifice will take you very, very far. I
Yes.
started at a lower level, went to, College of Education and do my teaching there. And we are also under the Northwest University. And after completing my, first diploma, university diploma in education, then I did BTech, commerce in education. I specialized with accounting up to accounting 4. And then from there, after that, then I did master's and PhD. And after completion of my first, qualification, then I started to teach as a teacher in the Northern Cape province and in Kimberley as a teacher, PL1 teacher. And after that, I was promoted to be an HOD in the Free State province. I was responsible for the commercial subject at school.
Yes.
And after, getting the position of the HOD, I was promoted to be a deputy principal of the school, of
Deputy
course.
principal.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes, yes,
okay.
yes. So I was the deputy principal. So I went through all, hierarchy of education and the management position. So, of course, I managed to get those positions because of the good results in schools,
Yes,
actually.
yes,
Because I was teaching accounting and I was managing the commercial subject. And
yes.
then in our school, where I was the HOD in Botshabela, every year we're getting 100%,
Wow.
for the metric results. And it was not only the 100% results, but it was a quality results. And this opportunity opened doors for me to go to be the deputy principal of the school, and I spent some years there. And after that, then I joined CUT during 2013 and be the lecturer in the Faculty of the Humanities and under the Department of Language and Social Sciences, and offering commercial subjects. Commitment, sacrifice will take you very, very far. It's not an easy road, but when you sacrifice, and people, they will think that maybe we are from the privileged families.
Yeah.
Our background is not like that. Of course, I originate from the rural areas where I attended the primary schools, whereby there were, we didn't have enough, resources in schools, but we had good teachers, by that time, of course, and, well resourced, teachers, of course. And that's the way I survived in life.
No, that's quite inspiring, Prof. I think I didn't know that you are once a deputy principal. I'm learning for the first time, and it shows that you just didn't, arrive here. There is
Yes,
sacrifices that
yes,
you made.
yes,
There was a
yes,
journey. There were
yes.
tough times,
Mm.
Is there maybe a time or a period? Because sometimes people think that going through life and some of these steps, everything happens very smooth, is there maybe an experience that you can share with us in terms of
Yeah.
a challenge that you might have had along the way?
Yeah. And when I started to teach there, it's not everybody was a qualified teacher, especially in our field of accounting.
Yeah.
So I was the first, qualified teacher for accounting in that school. Yeah. And at the same time, I was also responsible for the finances of the school, of course, and raising funds for the school. Those are the good things that I can talk about. Although there were some challenges, of course, when you move again to maybe move to other schools, and because sometimes people they will feel intimidated, of course, when somebody come with innovative ideas and all stuff, change, something, creative ideas, and people they'll feel intimidated, by someone who's coming to the school new, and then people they will ask, where do you come from, and why you decided to come to this place and all stuff, things like that. So some of the challenges that we can face, of course, when you move from another province to another province, and people will say, you don't belong to this province, but other people they will say, no, we really appreciate your contribution to the province. So in life, there are people who are going to be, negative, and people are going to be positive.
Correct. No, I wanted us to touch on, academia and the journey that, you started off with, and how, and the impact maybe that you are doing right now.
Yes.
So now, here, Mosiuti, what things are you responsible of generally, maybe on your day-to-day, or
I'm responsible for research in the Faculty of the Humanities. And our faculty is doing very well in terms of research, of course. And our performance is very, very good. And when we check our performance with the Faculty of Engineering, we are on the same, level in terms of the publication of the papers.
Okay.
And if you can check, also in terms of the supervision of the students, we are also on the same level. We are producing more masters and also more PhD students. And It's also in terms of networking with other, and universities, researchers. I'm connecting people with other researchers locally here, even abroad. So we have done, enormous, impact at the university, of course, and I was the lecturers, and within short period of time, I was a senior lecturers, of course. And then there are requirements, of course, how to be the senior lecturer. There is a requirements to be associate professor and a full professor. And after that senior lecturer, then I was promoted to be the associate professor at the university. And currently, I'm the full professor of accounting education at the university. And this, happened within a short period of time, of course. And it's because of what? It's because of the, research outputs. It's because of the what? Contribution to the community. Of course, because a number of, activities I'm involved with in terms of the community engagement, of course. Yeah.
No, I like the way you speak. It shows in terms of the confidence that you have, but based on track record.
Yes.
When you say that you are an associate professor, and within a short period of time you became a professor.
Yes.
It's something that maybe we don't fully grasp how impactful that is. But I think, I don't know if it happened when it happened this year, 2026.
2026, yes.
Yes. No, Prof.
In terms of ranking, you start with as a junior lecturer, senior lecturer, as a lecturer, and a senior lecturer. After senior lecturer, you are an associate professor, then you become the full professor. That is the last step of academia, actually.
No.
So in that way, you have reached the senior.
Hey, I'd like to congratulate you, Prof.
Thank you so much.
No, within a short period of time.
Yes.
No, I think it shows in terms of how impactful you are in most things that you do.
Yes.
And I think I would like for us to get on to the lighter side of things. Talking about specifically, because you mentioned that you travel, you go around, different continents. I know personally that I know we are here now. Maybe after a week or two, Prof might be somewhere in another continent, and it's something that from where we are, we see we're like, man, that's the life, So, but let's say this year, or which countries would you say that you had a great experience?
Yeah. I traveled many places. Like I went to Japan, of course. And when I went to Japan, I visited some universities.
Yes.
And also I visited also schools in Japan, of course. And also I visited, some, scholars, researchers in the country, of course. And I've learned a lot to those countries in terms of especially with AI. AI, the way they are so advanced in terms of AI, the way they are so advanced in terms of their curriculum, of course. They are more advanced in terms of their curriculum. And places like, Dubai, of course. Went to Dubai also.
You're living my life, bro.
So it's a very, it's a very good place, of course. And people, what I like about other countries, we have what you call closed economy. So their economy is not a closed economy, it's an open economy. Businesses are operating, 24 hours, of course. And that is boosting the economy. A number of, countries that I visited, like America, the Washington, and Las Vegas, of course. I went there. And then you talk about the Thailand, of course, and Italy also. I went to the Italy, and I've learned a lot from those countries. Yes.
No, I like the way when you said that they have an open economy. Meaning that when the people of the country are able to exchange goods and services, the shops are always open.
Yes.
The GDP goes up.
Yeah.
No, sorry about that. The GDP goes up.
Yes.
I just wanted to also show that I know this economy thing. I don't study it, but there's context of it.
Yes.
Yeah. But this year alone, which countries can you say that you remember that you've gone? you've gone to?
Yeah, this year I went to Ghana, of course.
Yes.
It's an African country. I also went to Zimbabwe, of course, this year. And it was a good experience for me, of course. I don't only visit the European countries and Asia or American. I also visit the African countries. Yeah. And then we have a strong partnership with those countries. I have colleagues in Ghana. I have colleagues also in Kenya, of course. And I also colleagues in Botswana and also Zimbabwe. So we are because we are running many projects there. Like for example, we are running a project of the book currently. We are writing a book collectively, so with colleagues from the African countries about accounting. So I went to their conference in Ghana, so it was very good, excellent, good exposure for me also. Yeah.
No, that's good to hear, Prof. I think there's a bit of an alarm behind. For those that are watching, we are on campus. Prof invited us to his home.
Yes.
So, but there are things that are happening in the background. Yes. But I think I apologize for the sound, but we will continue. Yeah, you've traveled, Prof. You've traveled a lot. I am personally inspired. I said coming in that students across campus, when they say Prof Modise, they speak wonderful things about you,
Yes,
and there was a picture that I saw, I think maybe this month, if I'm not mistaken, on Facebook, they posted you, just a picture of Prof.
Yes.
And people left some comments that, guys, you don't know Prof. The most genuine person, the most down-to-earth individual, It shows that as much as, you are a person that is well, achieved academically within the institution, but you are able to relate with just students.
Yeah.
Is there a specific maybe life motto you live by so that you don't get affected by these things that in most cases some people get affected by status or titles, but you've always remained the same, Is there any specific maybe motto you live by that always grounds you?
Yes, yeah. My simple motto is the simplicity. It's what I prefer to live, of course. And I don't forget that I started somewhere. And I grew up with some people who are not privileged like me. I have people who are not educated like me, and they're still around.
Yes.
And I also talk to them because we're classmates, of course. Some of them, yes. So simplicity is my thing. I relate to everybody, of course, and I relate to everybody in different organizations. Either it's at a church, of course, or either it's at another organization. Because I'm responsible also for different organizations, of course. For example, I'm also a board member of the retired principal in the Free State province. I apply simplicity, of course. Humbleness.
Being
of
humble,
course.
being
Yes.
simple.
Simple.
Yes. Not being changed by
by the status. Yes. And I can accommodate everybody, of course.
No, it's wonderful, Prof. It's very inspiring, to hear and to see, in terms of maybe students that are watching, that are saying they would like to maybe or maybe things that you've witnessed specifically on campus, right? Would you maybe just, if you were given a chance, maybe just look at the camera and say something to the students that can inspire them? Yeah.
I want to say to the students, yes, your future is not determined by your background.
Yes.
Yeah. No matter where you come from, no matter where you originate from, either it's from the poor family or from the privileged family, doesn't determine your future. Yourself, you can determine your future.
Thank you so much for those wise words, Prof. I think I am hoping that maybe we will get a second time with you, but I wanted to say that because of just the technical difficulties we're experiencing, I think we've captured enough substance. I think the students will be able to learn that, it's the caliber of people we have on campus and to what extent they have achieved, and also the mottos that they live by, But in closing, what I would like to maybe ask is an explanation on, I think you said that the faculties are producing papers at a similar rate when you compare your faculty with another one. So universities, in terms of how good they are, what are they measured by?
Yeah. For me, CUT is the best university.
Okay.
And for me, we are doing very well in terms of research.
Yes.
Yeah. So other people, maybe they will say, this university or this university is the most performing university, or University B is the most performing university.
Yeah.
And how do you determine that? That is the issue.
Yes.
The capacity of CUT compared to University B are not the same, of course.
Yeah.
How many staff members do we have in that university? And how many staff members do we have at our university? And we need to do that, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So for me, we are doing very well in terms of research. Yes.
And I think recently there was a CUT hosted a research winter camp.
Yes.
And it was said that it's producing great things, and they're envisioning it to be something that is going to be big, generally for South Africa.
Yes, of course.
Is there something that you can say regarding the research winter camp and maybe when it started and the impact it's having?
The winter camp, actually winter school for postgraduate students,
Yes.
and the staff is making a very positive impact, and this is attracting even other people from other universities.
Okay.
In our camp here, we had people from other universities who joined us, even from the SADC area. They joined us and supported our winter school. This is making a very positive impact because during that time we do mentorship, we empower postgraduate students.
Yes.
Students who want to do master's degree, who want to do PhD, they attend. Even the staff members, they also attend. And there is an interaction between what academics, of course, sharing of the ideas is there. And it's making a very positive contribution.
No, I had the privilege of being there, and I saw you even invited it was a doctor from, I don't know if it was France or from basically abroad.
Yes.
And there was a lot, even myself, that I learned.
Yes.
And the importance of research. What would you say is important for research to be done in universities?
It's very important to do that, of course. And we have people who are responsible for teaching, and we have people who are responsible for research. And any development in the country or in the world is, originate from the research.
Yeah.
And it's through research that we have AI today. It's through research that we have some changes that we have in the world today. Research is playing a critical role. I mean, you are talking about the COVID-19, and it's not there anymore. And why it's not anymore there? Because there was a research done, of course, to come up with a solution towards the COVID-19. So research is playing a very critical role in the society. It means we, as academics, we identify the needs of the society, and we research about the needs of the society and come up with a solution that will address the problems in the society and in the world in general.
Wow. No, research affects the world generally, right?
Research is day-to-day bread, actually, of us.
Yeah, no. I don't know if I'm going to get to where you are. I can't even get to where you are. It's too much. I don't know if I'm going to...
But we'll make it.
Study masters, honors, but I hope that throughout, the interactions that I have on campus with people like yourself, I'll be inspired to understand research, and the students that are watching also will be inspired to understand it.
The young people must be inspired to be involved in the research. Remember, because they are the one who understand the AI.
Oh yes,
and we need to bring them in, because nowadays AI is here, and we like it or not, it's not going to leave. either is going to improve instead. Of course, then we need them to be here because the AI, they understand the AI, of course, yeah. And we are living in the AI world, of course.
Yes.
And then we need them because in our schools, things are changing, of course. We need to move from the traditional way of teaching our learners and we must move to the AI, artificial intelligence.
So have you used AI before?
Yes, I'm using the AI. I'm using the AI. And what we are doing currently, we are writing a book about accounting. And that book is focusing specifically on AI because the books that we have for teaching of accounting, it was traditional books. So I came up with the idea of let's write colleagues, we have close to 20 universities who are involved in the writing of the book, and it's based on the AI actually.
No, we can't wait to have it published. I know if you are in there, then it's going to be something that will eventually become successful.
Of course, yes. And the one that we are writing, people from the Southern Africa are involved. Even our brothers from Africa are also involved in the book, of course, yeah.
So it's a global.
Yes.
People from around the world.
Around the world. Because what we are doing, we are looking at our curriculum in our schools. Then we are saying, is our curriculum still relevant to the current situation? Is our curriculum really relevant, of course, according to the needs of the society nowadays? I mean, if I'm teaching accounting and I'm looking at the accounting curriculum, then I said, people, they are still talking about the check. Are we still talking about the check nowadays? But there is new technology that is used. We have an app in your phone. Yes. And what you must do, you need to change the curriculum and we teach our kids about the app in the phone.
So maybe you are saying the curriculum must be changed. Not that the certificate is correct.
No. In fact, we must talk about transformation of the curriculum.
Yes.
Transform the curriculum, of course. Curriculum is there, then we need to do a transform it. Yes.
Because I think for me, I understand the concept of AI coming from IT.
Yes.
Right? And some people are saying that even to get a certificate is not that important anymore because it's all about AI, how practically you can do the job as opposed to the paper.
Yeah, but the certificate is very important. Remember, you need to be certificated to do something. I mean, we cannot put you in the surgery, then you must operate people.
Yeah.
Of course, we must give you the certificate that you are competent to do that way.
Yes.
So we encourage people to get the certificate and then they can be approved. Remember, we are governed by different, professions, yes, and regulation, of course, yeah. So the certificate is very important, yeah.
No, it makes sense. I think, Prof, I think you've given us enough. I don't want to take much of your time because, you borrowed us, your house, and I think we were supposed to have done this maybe quite a long time back.
Yes.
But you are a very busy person, and I'm so much appreciative of that. You allowed us to.
Yes. I really appreciate the invitation and welcoming you this evening and talk to you. And I'm sure the young people are listening here, and we are here to do mentorship to them, actually, to transfer our knowledge to them. They must share their knowledge with other, fellow colleagues, of course. It's very important.
No, that's correct. So, Prof, when we close, we do it's called the switch dab, right? It's like when you greet someone with your fist and then you close. I'm going to teach you that one, and then we officially close, right?
Yes.
So you put your fist up here, take it a bit higher. It's double tap.
Double tap.
And then back tap, double tap.
Okay.
And then ta.
Okay.
And under, ta, and then do this. Sharp. Let's try it one more time. Double tap, ta. No, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you learned a lot, and please comment and share, like and subscribe. Tell us the people that you would like for us to invite to the podcast, and we will meet next time. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Thank you, audience.
The Switch. One whole world.